Hey guys, welcome back to Speed Punk's Garage. Today we're going to be working on my 2016 Chevy Silverado 5.3 liter automatic. I have a small EVAP leak, the P0442. It's pretty common on these Silverados, unfortunately. I'm going to do a smoke test on it, check the entire EVAP system. I have a suspicion that it's probably the purge valve, which is located right behind the throttle body. I'm going to end up probably replacing that anyway because it's 30 bucks and they're known and they're prone to failure. And it's intermittent, so I'm assuming it's probably that valve. So stick around. I'll do a step-by-step on how to replace that, and that should be it. Alright, so now pop the hood. Like I said before, this is a 5.3. I have an aftermarket cold air intake, so that's actually saved a little bit of aggravation. If you have a stock vehicle, you'll have to remove the entire intake in order to get to the purge valve, which is located right here. Right underneath here, that's it right there. Got this connection going to it. We'll disconnect this connection. Looks like a 10 millimeter. I'll pull it out and I'll test it. It's actually a simple test. Basically what you do is you pull this valve out and you blow through it. If you have a vacuum sucker, something like that, you can use that obviously. I'm just gonna take it out, wipe it off real quick and blow through it. And if you can blow through it with it not having power, that means it's stuck open and that's your leak. Like I said, this truck's 2016. This is original. Cost 30 bucks to replace it. I just bought a brand new OEM GM one and I'm gonna replace it anyway just for peace of mind. While this is off, I'm gonna take this line. I have fittings for my smoke machine that'll connect to this, and I'm gonna pressurize the entire line with smoke, and I'm gonna test the entire system at the same time, just the CYA essentially, make sure everything's good to go. So stick around. Like I said, I'm gonna get some tools. I'll show you how to disconnect this and take that out. The whole thing just pops out, super easy. Like I said, if you have a stock vehicle, it'll actually take you longer to remove your intake than it would be to replace this sensor. Okay, just went and grabbed this small flathead screwdriver. I'm going to remove this wire into this sensor just to get it out of the way, so I have full access to this. Of course, you'll be able to see what I'm doing down here. I'm going to try to see if I can set you up on a tripod, hopefully somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to do it one-handed, which is going to be fun. But these clips have like a little safety lock on them. So if you go, let me see if I can get you straight. There you go. If you take your flathead and you pry on this blue safety latch, it can only go so far. As you can tell, it pops out, and then you just squeeze and then give it a wiggle because obviously it's stuck on there, and that's it. Check this, you might as well, since you're cleaning everything. Get that wiring out of the way and then wipe the dirt off the sensor. So now at least you have a little bit better access to this. In order to get this line off, just by looking at it, it looks like, yeah, it looks like you just have to squeeze right there, that little white or gray, whatever color that is. It's like a light gray. If you squeeze it with your thumb, you should be able just to wiggle this line off. So let's try it. Yep, I felt it click, and then this line just pops off, and that's it. So get this line out of the way. Be very careful because these things do get brittle over time. Just put it off to the side. Just get it out of the way. This is the sensor that we're trying to get to. Like I said, looks like there's an electrical sensor under here. And then the same thing, if you squeeze the electrical sensor, it'll unplug, but I'm not going to remove it yet. I'm going to actually get this sensor out first and then unplug it so I don't have any chance of damaging this wire. So unfortunately I need two hands for this because I got to get a 10 millimeter socket right there on that 10 millimeter bolt, and that's the only thing that holds it in, and then it'll just pop right out. So I'm going to try to put you guys on a tripod the best I can. It's obviously a little cumbersome, a little tight in here, but we'll see. There you go. I'll turn the light on for you guys so you can see them looking at this sensor right here. Down here, you can kind of see it. That's where the 10 millimeter bolt is. So be back in a minute. I'm gonna go grab a 10 millimeter and try to put you guys on a tripod so that you can get a good shot of this. Okay, welcome back. I just went to go get a 10 millimeter. 10 on this bolt right here. Shouldn't have a lot of torque, but as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of crusty around here from, you know, road salt and just age. So I'm hoping this is the leak. Like I said, I'm going to test it anyway when I take it off just to verify. Even still, it wouldn't hurt to replace it at this time. These things are a known failure point on these trucks, especially due to age, just because of clicking on and off so many times. The one that I'm replacing it with is a General Motors 12630282. This is the OEM one. I got it from the Jungle website for like 30 bucks. You can get it from a GM auto parts store. I'll show you the link in a little bit after I get this out. So let's get to work. We'll try to get this down in here. Like I said, there shouldn't be much torque. Nope, not a lot at all. So we're gonna remove this 10mm bolt. If you hear the wind noise behind me, sorry, the fan's on. It's a little warm out today. And my truck's a little big to pull into the garage. I got the Cadillac in there today, so I got to pick and choose my battles. So obviously this is a little tight to get to. It ain't bad, it's just a little awkward. I don't know why they didn't put the bolt on top, because that would have just made sense. But you know, engineers. So nothing exciting going on. I'm just removing this 10mm bolt. It's just one bolt that holds it in, and then there's an O-ring that goes around the actual port that goes into the intake. I'll show you when I remove this. Yeah, this is all crusty. I can see it just by looking at it. Like I said, it's a little cumbersome to get to in the butt, but cool. Alright, so let's see if I can get it. Just a socket. Yeah, see how awkward it is? You gotta like contort your fingers to go in there. Alright, I think I got it though. So, I'm just gonna pull it straight out, give it a wiggle. There you go. See that O-ring right there? The new one comes with a new O-ring. We'll lube it up a little bit with some lube. I'm gonna clean this whole area down and rush treat that. But this see how this was facing down, and this electrical connection was a pain in the butt to get to. Now you have full access to get to it. It looks like it just slides down. I'm trying to see, 'cause this is the first time I'm seeing it too. Looks like it just slides down. Yep. So I got my nail underneath there, got my nail underneath that ridge right there, and just pulled down. And it looks like it just kind of, maybe we can just unlock it. I don't know. This thing's always gonna be annoying. That's what I did though. I got my nail underneath there, and it clicks. So I figured it would just be able to slide off at that point, because there's nothing holding it in place. Cool. General Motors. Gotta make things more difficult than they should. Slide that down. I don't see a lock. What am I missing here, folks? I'm sure there's some General Motors technician yelling at me. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it was just tight. You slide this down, it unlocks, and then you kind of squeeze it just a little bit and pull. And it obviously was stuck on there pretty good, but that's electrical connection. I'll clean that up, put some dielectric grease in there as well. So now I'm just gonna take this, and give it a blow. It actually feels okay, which is kind of freaking stupid, but it was intermittent. So you can blow on this, end, and if air comes out. This end, obviously, it's stuck open and it's an internal failure. This one has a little bit of seepage. I don't know if that's normal or not, but I heard if you blow on this side, any type of air comes out, then this thing failed. So I'm gonna replace it, like I said. But while this is off, I'm still gonna do a smoke test on the whole EVAP system and take a good look at it. I'm gonna put the new one in, obviously. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab the new one. All right, here's the old one. Here's the new one. Obviously they're identical. It's a GM part. Here's the box again. If anybody wants the part number, you can pause the video and take a look at it. Yesterday I got this off Amazon. It was under $30. You can tell how corroded this thing is around the edge, and that's what happens. Like rust will form underneath here, and it'll be just enough to push the sensor out a little bit to where this O-ring's not sealing good anymore. And that's basically the first start of it, or the actual, internally it fails. You get stuck open a little bit and you get a little bit of leak ply. Like I said, this one did have a little bit of leak ply when I was blowing on it. Like I blew on this port, little bit of air came out over here. I blew on this new one and nothing came out of here. So I'm thinking this is my culprit, but I'm still going to do a smoke test. I'm going to use a little bit of the Sil Glide on the O-ring before I put it into the manifold. You don't need that type of lubricant. You can literally just use the WD-40, just regular can of WD-40. I took a regular can of WD-40 and sprayed one of these 3M Scotch-Brite pads. Just took a little bit, and as you can tell, I cleaned this whole area. I cleaned that really good, got it down to bare brass. Cleaned out this little port where the O-ring's gonna go, so this whole area is nice and clean. I'm even gonna go as far as putting a little dab of anti-seize on the new one and coat around that. I guess that's like a lock washer or something. I'm gonna coat this whole thing in anti-seize basically, and then I'm gonna obviously coat the O-ring, pop it in, plug it back in, and just leave it there so it's ready to go. And then I'll show you guys how I'm going to smoke test the system and just verify if there's any other leaks or not. So I'll be right back. Let me just go grab some anti-seize, and once again I'll try to put you up over here. Bear with me, give you a good shot. It seems like this is the best angle. You can see everything. Yeah, you can see how well I cleaned this. It's down to bare brass now. You can see where I was got some WD-40 on there. WD-40 ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's not like an electronic sensor, like a map sensor or something like that, where you have to worry about oil. Looks like it's just a little purge valve. Also, in case anybody was wondering, I looked it up real quick. This is actually what it's called. It's a GM vapor canister vent valve. This is right on GM's website, OE. As you can tell, that's the part number. On their website, it's like 50 bucks, which is literally $25 more than Amazon. I got the identical part, as you can tell. It's identical. It's OE off of Amazon, and it was literally next day shipping. So, you know, if you want to do it that way, that's what I recommend, just to save you guys some money. Believe me, I'm all for buying directly from the dealer, but I'm not going to spend a significant amount for no reason when I can literally get the identical part. All right, so I'll try to do this. Right back. I'm back. Just recommendation, these little tubes of Never Seize, the regular grade Never Seize, they come in a tube. I highly recommend them. The ones I always use are just a regular can that have the built-in brush. They just get everywhere. They're a pain in the butt. But you know, when you're trying to just do it, like I'll show you real quick. I can literally try to do it with you guys. See, since this has a little fine tip on it, I can just put the anti-seize directly on the bolt, just like this. See? And that's it. I don't have a crap ton all over the place. I don't have it all over like the side of the manifold, because you're trying to get like a dirty brush in there to do it. These are nice because it has a little fine tip on it. You squirt a little bit on there, and then that's it. That's all you got to do. So just a little quick tech tip. Like I said, these are cheap. I recommend them. I've had this tube for like 10 years because like how much anti-seize do you really use? So I just wanted to show you guys that really quick. So you can stay at the manifold. Now all I'm doing is just getting a little bit of Sil Glide. All I'm doing is getting a little bit of Sil Glide, and then I'm going to put a little bit on my finger. Don't need a lot, just enough to lubricate the O-ring. So take this, got the Sil Glide on my finger. I'm just going to put a little bit on the O-ring. That's it, just a little bit, so when you squeeze it into the manifold, it slides in nice and easy, and you don't roll the O-ring off or pinch it or tear it by accident. So that's what it looks like when it's fully coated. Anti-seize on bolt, Sil Glide, or WD-40, or any type of silicone lubricant on the O-ring to help it guide into place. So now with all that ready to go, we're going to first plug in the electrical connector, which I did spray down. I threw a little bit of dielectric grease on there. Not a lot, just a little bit. So we're going to put the electrical connector back on, click into place. So push it in until it clicks, then that'll click, it'll secure it or lock it in place. Now we'll rotate this 180 degrees, because obviously it's facing up when I click that connection on. And then we're just going to try to slide this bolt out a little bit, and then place this nice and easy into the manifold. And that slid in perfectly fine. That was like perfect. with that lubricant on there, it just slid right in. So now we get our 10mm, thread it in, just take the socket, a long one I recommend, and then just get the first couple threads by hand really good before we start cranking down on this thing with a ratchet. So, and then I'll tighten this down. I'm going to pause this for a minute. I'm going to look up the torque specs. I'm sure there is one. It's probably small, like 8 foot-pounds or something, like something ridiculously not a lot. But I'm going to do it legit, and hopefully it'll last a lot longer than the original one from the factory did, with some anti-seize and some proper lubrication on the O-ring. Alright, so just real quick, 10mm, cinched it all the way down. I looked up the torque spec on it. It said it was 96 inch-pounds, which translates roughly to about 8 foot-pounds. So like I said, there's not a lot of torque holding this in. You can still see it's like got some movement. There's like a little rubber isolator right here. I guess to probably help, you know, for engine vibration or something. But you can see it's fully seated. The washer's all the way down. This is all the way in. The electrical connection's plugged in. I purposely left this one off because I'm going to hook up my smoke machine to this, and that goes obviously to the entire EVAP system. I'm going to just pressurize everything with some smoke and see if there's any other leaks anywhere before I call this good. Alright guys, I'm back. I just wanted to grab my smoke machine real quick. I'll show you the one I use. I used this probably a dozen times at this point in miscellaneous cars. It works really well. It was under $100 on Amazon about a year ago. It's probably cheaper now. I haven't looked at it. It's really simple to hook up. I liked it. I use it a lot. It's not a sponsorship. I just, you know, these are tools I use that I bought with my own money. Had good results with them. If I like them, I'm going to tell you that I like them, and it's your decision if you want to buy them for your garage or not. If you've never used a smoke machine before, I can do a whole video on how to set this thing up. It's super simple. Comes with a bunch of adapters. Here, I'll show you really quick if anybody's actually interested. Comes with a whole bunch of different adapters, a little funnel, one for the gas tank, which is really cool, which I'll probably be using later. This is this actual smoke fluid that I use. Same thing, Amazon. This is it right here, just the box, in case anybody wants to read more information about it. I'm trying to hit the screen. There you go. That's the box. It's just a random QR code, but you know, you can find it on Amazon. That's where I got all this stuff from, just to make it easy. So anyway, make a long story short, I'm going to hook power up to the smoke machine. You know, positive, negative. I'm going to hook up positive now. You hear it pumping. It's generating smoke. Smoke will start coming out of this nozzle at the end. I'm going to shove this nozzle into the EVAP purge line. I'm just going to shove this basically in here. I'm going to pressurize this system with smoke. I got my creeper. I'm going to crawl underneath the truck, and we're going to look for any other leaks. If there is any other leaks, hopefully not, and then we should be good. I have a OBD2, a Foxwell OBD2 scanner, which I can actually hook up to this truck and actuate the valves, the purge valve and the canister purge valve, which is underneath the truck by the gas tank. So I'm going to do that as well. I can show you guys how to do that if you want me to do a small video on how to use that. It's just a little extra step that I'm going to do because this is my personal truck. But that should be it. So let me pressurize the system. This is going to take a couple minutes. No sense in me sitting here jabbering on. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update and just a quick recommendation on what I use. Alright guys, just wanted to show you really quick. Look how much this thing smokes. It's pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to introduce into the system. That's what I'm going to be looking for going throughout the system. Like I said, I had pretty good results with this thing. So I just wanted to show you it out of the, you know, what we're looking for. That's it. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm underneath my truck. I'm going to slide under. Bear with me. The camera angle is going to be a little funky because I'm going to try to bring you underneath to show you where I'm looking at. So we're sliding underneath the Silverado on the driver's side. High pressure, actually I think it's a low pressure fuel pump. I think that's, so anyway, there's the EVAP hard lines coming in. They come around, they go up and over, and then they go to this canister purge valve. So here's the canister purge valve. These are known to fail too, but with it pressurized with smoke, I don't see anything coming out. I don't see anything coming out of this line. I don't see anything coming out of the canister, charcoal canister. and I just put a whole bunch of smoke into the system. So I'm gonna say that was that check valve at the front of the engine by the throttle body. This whole system is completely full of smoke at this point. I'm gonna slide out from underneath, and like I said, bear with me, funky camera angles right now because you're literally doing point of view. I'm gonna open up the gas tank, take a look, pop this off. Yep, I can see a little bit of smoke coming out of here. So it's going through the entire system. So I'll lock that back up and go around. I don't see anything. I don't really see any other smoke. This thing's been pumping smoke into the system for a couple minutes now. So pull that out. Yeah, it actually stopped pumping because it's been doing it for a couple minutes. So turn you off. See if I can get it to do it again. It times out after about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to get it to repump and check it again one more time just to CYA. It's picking back up. You hold your finger over it, it like cooks it a little bit quicker. Cooks the oil in there. Okay, you can see it again, it's coming back. There we go, I got good flow again. So I'm gonna hook it back up, shove it back in here. Let's see, shove it back in there. Crawl back underneath the truck. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just pressurizing the entire evap system and checking to make sure that there's no more leaks, just to fully resolve this issue. Obviously, I recommend doing a smoke test prior to just randomly throwing parts at your engine. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'll give you an update video if I end up having any other issues, but I was suspecting that valve to begin with because it was very intermittent. I'd go for 2 or 3 months, and all of a sudden I'd get a P0442 EVAP, small EVAP leak, and it was always a pain in the butt. It's always a pain in the ass trying to chase these little tiny EVAP leaks, especially on these big old V8s. But so that should be it, guys. Thanks for watching. If there's anything that pops up again, be sure to like and follow and subscribe. Oh, and let's do a little, before we sign off, let's go take a look at little man, because that's why everybody comes to this channel. They don't care about cars. They just want to take a look at my puppy. Oh, there he is. There's my buddy. He's just chilling in the sun with his dad today. Hey, you want to sit down and give me a paw for the people? Come here, give me a paw. Come on, give me a paw. Give me a paw. Sit. Give me a paw. Give me a paw. He's just giving me kisses. I know, buddy. You're a good boy. You were sleeping in the garage. I'm sorry I woke you up. But everybody wants to see you. They don't care about me. They just want to see my puppy dog. Alright, guys. That should be it. I just wanted to give you a quick update of Gunner. He's still kicking butt. He's still an awesome little puppy. He's a good boy. All he wants is belly rubs and wants to lay in the sun and play in the grass. But that should be it, guys. Alright, have a good one. See you guys in the next one.